To be clear, you'll be prepared to go to the ICJ in The Hague and answer these accusations.
We're not scared of anything because we don't have anything of such.
We've seen Boko Haram regroup and regroup and regroup. What is your answer to that? That you have in some way fed the insurgents?
The problem is that I think we've talked to international community. Let's find out the funding. When they started surrendering, by the time we left, so as we speak, we have over 120,000 that have surrendered. Most of them, when you find them, they are coming with hard currencies. How did they get them? How are they funded? How did they get the training? How did they get the equipment?
What is your suspicion?
Well, maybe an international conspiracy. You don't know. Who knows? How are they be able to sustain themselves for 15 years? That is one question I think everybody should ask himself. For Nigeria to be able to hold them, and you go to Nigeria, everything seems to be working well.
You must have an idea. I mean, let's not talk about international conspiracy theories. Let's give some hard facts.
Well, I just leave it at that. I'm sure they know, and I'm sure everybody knows that these are the challenges we're facing that needs to be addressed. So the UN need to come in to ensure that, because we need to trace the funding. How are they sustaining themselves for 15 years?
What does the UN coming in mean? What does that look like?
Track the funding. It's international flow. We don't have control over that.
Whose interest is it to see Nigeria destabilized?
Well, I don't know. You don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
All right, this video you just watched now is a video of the Chief of Defense Staff when he was being interviewed by Al Jazeera, right? And he was saying something that about 120,000 Boko Haram have surrendered, and they are surrendering. They are coming with hard currency, which is maybe the dollar, the dollar, right? That this is an international flow, international body, international countries are sponsoring Boko Haram. And now he said he doesn't know the country that is sponsoring it. And the Al Jazeera guy asked him, who are you suspecting that want to destabilize Nigeria, that is fighting Nigeria? He said, your thinking is as well as my thinking, right? Because he doesn't want to say anything, right? But for we, the citizens of Nigeria, we know there are a lot of countries that have eye in this, our country, that they want this country to be destroyed just because of the things that we have in this country. Right? They want this country to just be like other countries that they have destroyed before. E.g., look at Liberia. Look at other African countries that have gold, have different mineral resources. What these foreign countries has done to us in this Africa. That what they have done to us in this Africa. We all know that a lot of countries have eye in this our country, in this country, Nigeria. I'm not afraid of saying that. Number one, the United States, the British, the UK, France, and other countries, not even in between our African region. Not in between our African region at all. Still, our president is going to France to ask France to come and invest in Nigeria. The same France that other African countries are chasing out of their country. We are going to bring them to come and invest in our own country. You can see this kind of things now. That is why what is happening right now in the United States, I'm not even bothered at all. I'm not bothered at all. The fire outbreak that came out in the United States, I'm not even bothered. Because why? We think we don't have ancestors. Our ancestors are fighting for us. Our ancestors are fighting for us, Africans. Look at the innocent people they are buying in South Sudan and other African countries. Children's, little kids that they are buying in other African countries. Who is sponsoring those people? Who? The same foreign countries are the ones sponsoring those people. Just that they want to see those countries be stabilized, may they destroy those countries. And still we think we don't know the people that are doing that. Still we think we don't know the people who have eyes in these countries. Why are they not fighting other countries that don't have anything? This is what we have to think also. Why are they not fighting those other countries that don't have anything? Why? Because they know they have nothing to gain in those places. They know nothing they will gain from those places. That is why they are not fighting those places. They are just causing different kind of fight, different war in different African countries, just because they don't want Africa to unite. Because they know if Africa unites, the Europe, Asia, and other side, nothing. They don't have anything. If you travel out of Nigeria, you will understand what I'm saying. The Europe, America, Asia, they don't have anything. The things they are using to survive is coming from Africa. The only man that wanted to unite the entire Africa, what happened? What happened? They kill him. They buy that man. They buy Gaddafi in Libya. That is the only man that should have united Africans. You want to travel from Nigeria to another African country, you'll be seeking for visa to travel to your own African neighboring countries. You'll be seeking for visa to travel to another African country, your own African country, your African region. You'll be seeking for visa to travel to those countries. How the Western world have destroyed Africa. Go to their side. They don't travel like that. You only cross border with your passport or your ID card. But in Africa, you want to travel to other part of out of just the same Africa. You will need a visa. Because of why? Corruption. And most of our African leaders are in support of what the Western world are doing to us, Africa. They are in support of it. They are in support of what the Western world is doing to the African continent. Because why? For their own greed. Their own greed. The day the whole Africa will unite, that day this Western world will understand what Africans are made of. Look at Burkina Faso. Look at Niger that just chased France out of their country recently. Look at how their economy is going. Look at other African countries that have chased these white people out of their country. Look at how their economy is going. Look at other countries. Nigeria was colonized by Britain. India was colonized by Britain. Nigeria adapt with the Britain English, the British God. Lot of British things Nigeria adapt to it. But come to India. India only adapt to the British technology. Only their technology, that is what India adapts to. The rest in India, there's a carry and go. We don't need it. They took the technology of the Britain. But we Africa, we took the English, the religion, and a lot of other things that we took from the Britain. And what are we gaining from those things? Nothing. Nothing we are gaining from it. Rather, we are gaining the corruption that is in the Britain. We are gaining it. Those are what we are gaining in our own African country. The country that Britain colonized. That is what we are gaining. The whole Africa need to unite. We are all one. We have to unite. That is why what is happening now in America, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. Other countries that are destroying African countries, lot of same thing will happen to them. If not fire disaster, it will be a water disaster. Just know that the African ancestors are fighting for Africans. That is it.